Hi, welcome to episode 66 of the Sentimental podcast. I'm Stacy. I am the host. You can find me on Instagram under Stacy Elstone for personal things and Stressnits yarns for business related and podcast related info. I forgot to mute my phone, so I'm probably gonna get distracted by a bunch of texts. We'll see what happens. This is my pug puppy Esther, and you're probably gonna hear some cooing, maybe crying from my daughter Eliza, who just went down for her first nap of the day, and it is 5:21. She's 3 months old. She's having a little bit of a rough time. She started teething. It's been a rough go. It's been a rough day. Anyway, so if you are new, this is really how it is. I'm usually a mess. I did not have spit up on my shirt when I first tried to podcast about an hour ago. That's just how it is. This is very much real life, and I don't pretend to be perfect because I am nowhere near that in real life, so this is what you get. And returning viewers, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me. If this is not your thing, then just move on. No negativity needed. There are a million knitting podcasts and video casts out there that if this isn't your thing, then just move on. It's not a big deal. So, if you want to stick with me, let's get into it because I'm going to kind of rush through this so that I can maybe get in some knitting while she takes a nap if she stays asleep. Alright, so I have an iced coffee as always. My dog is very needy when I talk to other people, and don't mind this mess. It is Stressnit's Advent calendar prep. I just finished dyeing up to day 20, so I just have 4 more days of minis and 1 large skein. So those should be done in the next week or 2, which is really exciting. And then the My Favorite Murder Club is getting dyed up tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be great. So I'll talk more shop news in a little bit. Let me get Esther's bus because I'm awful and threw it where she couldn't get it. So I'm sitting on the ground because it's the only way I can do this. Again, I'm a mess. My life's a mess. My family's a mess, but I love it. So there it is. Okay, so I have some finished objects. So I don't remember if it was last weekend or the weekend before. My mom's mom came into town, my grandma, and my 2 uncles came in, and we went apple picking, and it was very, very cold. It was like 50 or 60 degrees, and it was a little bit of a shock. It was very windy, which made it extra cold, but we went apple picking, and so 2 days before, I decided to make Eliza a little hat. This is the classic cuff hat by Pearl Soho. It's my go-to for gifts, and it's Doug's favorite hat. He has a few of these, and he bought some more yarn for me to make him more, but I just had the skein laying around. This is Madeline Tosh vintage? I don't know, it's a worsted weight in the kitten colorway. So here's that. 4-point decreases. It's just a very simple hat. The only thing, I did it exactly to pattern except for the except for the length of ribbing, I think, because you're supposed to fold it. I don't know, it's just not it was just a lot of knitting, and I just really wanted to get it done and over with so that she could have a hat. It's a little bit big on her because she's a tiny baby. She's just about 8 pounds now, which is nuts. She was 3'1" when she was born, so it's very exciting that she's gaining weight, but yeah, so stuff like this is still too big for her, but she'll grow into it and be able to wear it all winter. So there's that. This is the smallest size, the baby size. So yeah, there's that. Then okay, so the next thing's a little sentimental. Try not to cry because I've been a blubbery mess about this lately. Just how it goes. Comes and goes in waves. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that last summer I had a miscarriage, And I've been very open about it because I feel like women should talk more about it because there's so many of us. And it's just a part of life. So I try to be really open about it. But if you remember, when I announced my pregnancy, the first pregnancy, I was knitting a flax sweater by Tin Can Knits out of Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in, I don't know why I want to say Artifact, but I feel like that's a blue, I don't know, it's the deep foresty green color. And then like 2 days later I had my miscarriage. So I put it away. When we were cleaning out the nursery, I found it. Cleaning out my office, which was that for the nursery, we found it and I put it in a box and I was like, I'm never gonna touch it. The baby's gonna be too big by the time this will fit them, so like I think I'm just gonna keep it. Maybe I'll unravel it, make a hat for Doug and I to share or something to do with the yarn, but I wasn't ready to put it away yet. But Eliza was born 6 weeks early. She's tiny. So when it's cold, because the first baby was due January 7th, which is also our wedding anniversary, so it was going to be super cold when they were born. And so I knit the sweater and all that was left was the sleeves. But since Eliza's super tiny, she's going to be able to wear this because it's the 0 to 6 month size. So I finished it and it really warms my heart that she's going to be able to wear her siblings' sweater. It just makes me sad and happy all at the same time. So again, this is Flax by Tin Can Knits. Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the dark green colorway. So this is hanging with her 2 other sweaters and I'm really excited that she's going to be able to wear this winter. So I finished that, and then I finished a big thing. I finished my Tecumseh sweater by Caitlin Hunter. I'm not wearing it because 1, it's hot, and 2, I don't like how it looks on me. I just don't. I might throw it on over the shirt real quick. But instead, I want to reblock it because I blocked it for length and not for width, and I think that was the issue. So, it is done. It's knit out of Stress Knits yarn, which is my hand-dyed yarn, in the DK weight. Oh, and the colors are, the main color is birch, the feather shield motif is my jam, and the crosses or pluses is golden hour. So it's, I don't know how I feel about it. Again, my body's still changing. My boobs are a weird size, and then I still look like I'm like 5 months pregnant, so bear with me. The crosses just come across my boobs, and my boobs are already big, and they always make me look huge. I don't know. I think it's cozy. I don't know what to do. So this is my Tecumseh sweater. And I don't know, the more I'm looking at it, the more I don't mind it. Again, I might block it for width, get a little bit more in here so it's less clingy to the front of me that still looks a little pregnant. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm glad I did it out of my yarn so that if I start doing trunk shows, it can just be a sample. I don't know. I'm liking it the more that I'm wearing it. I think I'm still gonna block it one more time. Yeah. I just really think the crosses hit me in a weird spot. I feel like if it was more like here, I wouldn't be as upset. I don't know. It's just really accentuating something that's already really large and I never really liked. Everyone says I'm blessed in that area, but you know what? They're annoying. I don't like them. I can't wear a v-neck without looking incredibly promiscuous. So, you know what? Yeah, even when I was like my tiniest, so like high school, middle school, they were quite large. That's enough about my boobs. But yeah, so that is the Tecumseh sweater by Caitlin Hunter. Yeah, I really liked the knit. I got really annoyed with the feather motif very fast. Once I hit the sleeves, I was over it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really like the knit, but I will never knit this again. Just because it's not my shape, and the shields really made me want to punch myself in the face once I got to the sleeves, because it's just a lot. I don't know. I love the way that they look, but I don't think I could ever do it again. My floats are okay. They're a little horrific, but you know what? I don't care. Nobody's gonna see the inside of my sweater. It sounds like I really hate the sweater. I don't. I love it. I'm a big Caitlin Hunter fan. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not, it's not made for my shape, especially right now. So there is that. I have a few whips to show you. I did a little bit of work on my Harlow hat, but not enough to write home. I don't think I showed you my progress on my rag hat, which is out of Woolfolk's new yarn, the Flet. It's in the mustard curry kind of colorway. It's just a 1x1 rib hat. I've messed up a few times, but I don't really mind. Yeah, I think I was here last time I showed it to you, so I have a few more inches to go. I'm really gonna like it. Big fan, and it's super soft. Yeah, so there is that. Here is the cake. Again, my Harlow hat, I maybe knit like 6 or 7 rows on it. Nothing to write home about, but that is a part of my Year of Andrea. A few people have joined in, which is really, really exciting. So if you want to use hashtag Year of Andrea and you want to join us, what I started doing in July is I cast on an Andrea Mowry pattern, and I'm casting on one new one every month. And just trying to get through a decent chunk of her patterns in a year, because she's one of my favorite designers. Which brings me to my second whip, or third whip, which was my September cast on, which is my Birds of a Feather. And slow going, but I'm really enjoying it. So last time I showed it to you, which is good. Okay. Last time I showed it to you, I think I was in the mohair section, or I was in this section. But I just finished the first lace section, which is a lot of fun. I've never done feather and fan before, which is shocking, I know. But I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm using Stress Knits yarn, which again is my hand-dyed yarn company, in the Succulents colorway on my singles base and my Halo base, which is the 70% kid mohair, 30% silk. And then the singles base is just 100% superwash merino single ply. I really love it. I'm using a size 6 Knitter's Pride carbons. Sorry, my mom was texting me. I'll text her back in a little bit. Yeah, again, it's just slow going. This isn't the project that I reach for right now because I'm in a sweater mood, which I will show you in a second, but yeah, I really, really like it. I think it's going to be a really pretty piece. So there's my Birds of a Feather by Andrea Mowry. Here is Succulents, who has blown out. Whew. Succulents in the cake. So singles and mohair. It's a really fun pattern to play with the different textures. This is my first time knitting with mohair. No, it's not. I knit a hat with mohair. But My first time knitting with mohair by itself. Okay, so there is that. And then the next project has taken up a lot of my time. So first, I'm going to show you the gauge swatch. I used the Brooklyn tweed from the sweater to knit the gauge swatch because I didn't want to use the yarn for the pattern just in case I didn't have enough. So here it is. It's just a nice 4x4 square. I got gauge, so that was exciting. My row gauge, I think it's row, I never know, but my vertical gauge is always slightly off, so it's fine. Which is good though, because Doug is a very lanky human being. So yeah, so there is that, washed and blocked, and I cast on Doug's sweater. So I am knitting the Slade cardigan by Michelle Wong. It's my first Michelle Wong pattern, and I don't know if it's a Michelle Wong thing or if it's a Brooklyn tweed thing, but it's lacking some instructions and it's kind of frustrating to me. And the way it's written is really frustrating because I made some mistakes. I had gone back a few times. So I decided to start with the sleeves. It's gonna be really dark because it's cast iron by Brooklyn tweed. So, yeah. So, I'm just gonna start with the issues I have with this pattern. Again, I love Michelle Wong. I love everything she does. It is my first Michelle Wong pattern, so maybe I'm just not used to it. But there are no seaming instructions, so I have to figure that out. The ribbing pattern, because it's all knit flat, and then you seam everything. The ribbing pattern was on a different page than where I was at, so I just assumed, and I messed up, and a whole slew of issues going on. So yeah, so the ribbing, I don't have the selvage on the ribbing. Oh well, I'll figure it out. I am knitting the sleeves 2 at a time because I hate sleeves and I just want them done quicker. Yeah, so I have almost knit the full sleeves. I should probably finish them tonight once I put Eliza down for bed, or if she continues napping, but I am on the shoulder shaping right now. So again, there it is. This is cast iron Brooklyn tweed shelter. It's a, here is in the skein. It's just a really deep gray, almost black. It's beautiful. Big fan. Yeah, so I'm doing this, and then I'm gonna knit the back and the sides, and then I'm gonna figure out seaming. So if anybody has any tips on seaming or good tutorials, especially with set-in sleeves, that would be very helpful because the pattern is not, it's my first seamed sweater, so I really have no idea what I'm doing. So we'll see. I am knitting them on a US 8. They're my signatures. And I know I've said this a million times. They are worth the money. I understand that they're expensive, but if you forego a skein or 2 of yarn and you treat yourself to sizes that you use regularly, I think that it's a good investment. I have a pair for socks, and then I have 4s, 5s, and 8s. They're also a good gift idea. So I got these last summer to knit my, it's a Hannah Feddick pattern. I don't remember, but I got to knit that, and I love them. Love them very much. Stiletto tips, 5 inches, big fan. So there's that. It is living in my toffee fringe bag. Yeah, so that's everything I'm working on. I also swatched for my weekender. I did not have the US 9 that the pattern calls for, and Andrea Mowry, her gauge I can usually meet with the needle recommended, but I didn't have a 9. So I swatched with an 8 and a 10. So here is my swatch for 10. It's going to be in reverse stockinette, so this is what it's going to look like. I am using 2 Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in the Flagstone Heather and the Oyster Heather colorway. I'm holding them double, which I was inspired to do by Rachel of Hey Sister and Candace of Pin Feathers and Pearls. I trust them very much, and I love Stroll. It's a good yarn. Because Brooklyn Tweed is pricey, and yeah, I already got 2 sweater quantities. So I just decided to go with Knit Picks, and it's a much more economical yarn, and I think this is gonna work out perfectly. So this is the 10. It's a little looser than I would like. I really like how the marl looks though. So there is that. And then I swatched on the 8, which I like a little bit more. So the 9 is going to be right between, which is perfect because my gauge is a little too small on the 8 and a little too big on the 10. So 9 is just going to be right. Yeah, so I am very excited to do the Weekender. I'm probably not going to cast on until maybe November. Here's what it looks like in the cake. But I'm thinking about doing it for Nanny Swimo because I can totally knit a sweater in a month. She's gonna be a little bit older, so it might be a little more tricky. She's not gonna take as many naps because she's 3 months and she's already starting to not nap as much, but she is sleeping through the night, knock on wood. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I really, really like it. And I also want to lose a few more pounds before I start knitting pullovers because I really think I just have body image issues, and again, it's nothing, I don't know what any of this is in general, but again, it's nothing crazy. I just don't feel great in my skin right now, and I've said it a million times, and I just had a baby. I've been pregnant twice in a year. It's fine. My body's gonna be a little weird. But yeah, so I think that is going to be my November or December cast on for my Year of Andrea. I did place an order with Spin Cycle, which should be here tomorrow or Friday, to do the shift cowl. I have some leftovers of Melancholia in Dyed in the Wool from the hat that I designed. And so I think I'm going to use that. And I ordered Dead Reckoning and Kimono. So it's gonna mimic the original, but it'd be a little different. So I'm very excited about that. I wanted to knit a shift cowl for a very long time. Also up probably in January, maybe December, I'm not sure, is going to be my Ronin cardigan by Andrea Mowry, which I've been talking about knitting for over a year. I know it's probably annoying, but I finally bought the yarn. So when I bought Doug's sweater quantity, I also bought my sweater quantity, and this is Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in Soot, which is the perfect brown. It's a gray, Stacy. Get your mind together. Chloe, I think Benjamin is her last name, she wrote The Immortalist. Her and a few other people did the Not Just for Rhinebeck Ronin, and there was a woman who I follow on Instagram who knit hers in the soot colorway, and it completely sold me. I was like, that is the exact sweater that I want. It's the perfect gray. I'm a big fan of gray. So yeah, so I bought myself 12 skeins of soot. So I'm very excited about that. Brooklyn Tweed just came out with new colorways, and I'm kind of in love with pumice. So that might be a sweater soon. Yeah, but I have the Weekender and the Ronin and the Shift in the queue for my Year of Andrea. There are quite a few more things that I want to knit. Hopefully I can get Doug's Slade cardigan off the needles pretty quickly. I mean, I knit the sleeves because I'm finishing them today, like 3-4 days. And sleeves are very cumbersome because I'm knitting them 2 at a time. So when I do the back or the fronts, I think it's gonna go a lot faster. I'm saving the fronts for last. Yeah, so hopefully that can get off the needles so that next month I can focus on knitting everything that's on my needles for a year of Andrea, so I can take a picture of all of them for the first quarter of the knit along. Not a knit along, it's a knit along with myself, and if anybody else wants to join. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I'm also participating in FiberShare this time around, and I'm really excited. I love my two partners. They're wonderful women. I have a package coming to me from Canada, and I'm sending mine off to Paris, France, and I'm just really excited, and it's a lot of fun. I've been curating a few things for my partner, so I'm just really excited about that. I'm trying to get very, like my favorite things that you can really easily get here, not get easily everywhere else. So we'll see what happens. Very excited about it though. So there's that. And then, so I talked about the year of Andrea. Thank you to everybody who watched my Fiber Friends tag video with my husband Doug. We had a lot of fun making it. We watched it back and we were cracking up. Yeah, it's just really fun to share him with you. He's my favorite human being besides my daughter, our daughter, and so just thank you for that. So that was super fun, and I'm going to move on to Stress Knits shop news. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody for shopping the update. There are still a few things in the shop. There probably won't be another update for a week or two. I just want to get the Advents done and the My Favorite Murder round 2 out the door, and once that the round 2 is out the door, round 3 will go up, and then I think I'm going to take a break, possibly until January on My Favorite Murder, and then start back up again. So yeah, so there's that. Advent is going super well. I'm staring at it out the window because they're drying on our balcony, and there are some colorways that I am very obsessed with that will become regulars, and it's just really exciting. So everybody that ordered an Advent calendar, just thank you, thank you, thank you. You are helping a family pay bills, and that's really the gist of it. I do this for bills because again, daycare is just really expensive, and it just doesn't make sense for me to go to work just to pay for daycare. So yeah, so thank you so much. I was able to pay off a good chunk of student loans and all that good stuff. That's really stressful. Yeah, so Advents should be going out in like a month. I'm hoping by mid-October they'll be out of my apartment because they're taking up so much room. Just 7 days of Advent are in a tote bag, and it's my giant Woolalooya tote bag, so it's a lot. It's a lot of yarn. What else is going on? So 2 colorways from the My Favorite Murder collection that are still in the shop. Stay Sexy Don't Get Murdered, SSDGM. So it's this really pretty grayish blue with gray and pink and blue speckles. I really love it. This was a big seller last summer, and I haven't brought it back until now. So there's 1 left in the shop, and then there are 2 left, I think, of Sweet Baby Angle, and yes, it's Angle. If you don't know the story, 1 second, babe. If you don't know the story, there was a billboard and they misspelled Angel Angle, and so Sweet Baby Angle, it's just, Esther, hey, I'll get you water in just a second. So yeah, so it's just pastels with big splotches of like a red. It's a little gory, but Halloween's not really my thing. Don't do that. Halloween's not really my thing. So My Favorite Murder is kind of my Halloween collection. Shh, shh, shh. Here, here's your bus. Here's your bus. Esther. Okay, so there is that. I think there's more I wanted to talk about, but I'm really distracted, and I want to get Esther her water and food for the night, and maybe get some knitting in. So yeah, just check out the shop, stressedknits.com, if you are looking for any yarny goodness. There's still some mohair, there's some DK, the My Favorite Murder collection, and I think there's still a mini set or two up in the shop, so go check that out. I don't remember if I mentioned this because I've recorded the intro about 12 times. I'm a mess. Okay, so I started the Stress Knits Yarns Instagram just so I can start keeping my business and personal one separate, because I feel like I'm spamming a bunch of people that don't care about yarn on my personal account. So there's going to be much more activity on the Stress Knits Yarn Instagram account regarding the podcast and the shop. So there's that. My foot is asleep. And I talked about everything I think I needed to talk about. So thank you for spending the last half hour with me. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.